Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LDMS version 11.1 New Features webinar. I'm Mary Wojcik Cross, the Director of Education and Training at Frontier Science. Today's presentation will review updates related to the user experience and overall improvements added in the 11.1 version, as well as module-specific updates and a handful of project-specific updates. Please note that it may be up to clinical trial networks and laboratory SOPs to determine how you should use some of these features, so please reach out to your network with questions you have regarding the implementation of any new processes. The first update that you will notice is that the web LDMS theme and login page has changed. The functionality remains the same, but there is an updated landing page. The welcome screen has also been redesigned. It was previously referred to as the home page, but has been renamed to My Workspace. The user can still select the desired module from the drop-down listing at the top of the screen, but the most common modules can also now be accessed via the colorful tiles. Certain items in the drop-downs have also been renamed. For example, when looking at the storage module menu listing, Stored Samples has been renamed to Storage Inventory. Also, the ability to change your password, switch the lab, and get LDMS app information is now available via the drop-down to the right of the Logout button. Users are now able to minimize the filter grid on the side toolbar in the various modules. This may help to display specimen information that may be limited if you're using a smaller screen size. Clicking X at the top of the menu grid will minimize it. Then clicking Menu will redisplay the grid. I have a short video to demonstrate the feature. Clicking X, and then clicking Menu to redisplay. The lab settings page in the administration module has been updated to include clarity regarding the module in which the various settings apply. In this short video, you will see the settings and whether they are general settings or associated with specimen management, shipping, storage, or labels. You see the various settings sorted by module. There is a new feature in specimen management when using the navigation options at the top of the page. Users are now also able to use a jump to specimen feature for a specific global specimen ID while still in the full scope of records in the database. This feature will show all of the specimens associated with the record rather than just the one specimen located using the global specimen ID filter. There's also a short video to demonstrate this feature. Clicking the drop down and jump to specimen, I'll begin entering the global specimen ID and the list populates above, which I can select from. When I locate my global specimen ID, click to select it and then click jump to. The record displays with the global specimen ID entered being highlighted. The upload file feature is used in several modules where you can upload a list of IDs when searching for specimens to generate reports, searching for specimens in storage, etc. When uploading a file containing specimen information, you now have the ability to select or define the type of ID you are looking for, and you now have the ability to include or exclude specimens from the list that you are uploading. Equal will include anything in the list. Less than or greater than will exclude anything in the list, but include everything else. Several improvements to bulk uploading data via the CSV filed upload option in the shipping import module are in this version in an effort to make this process easier. Excel formats are now accepted when importing a CSV file format. We now accept XLS and XLSX formats. LDMS will now request a date format when importing CSV files and then assume that's the format used in all rows and date columns. This will prevent the user from needing to reformat dates outside LDMS before importing. Two new columns were added to the CSV file format. Users can now define the OPID and import it in the CSV file. And you can now include position-only box setups rather than translating the positions into a row column configuration. Next, I'll review the module-specific updates included in the version. A reminder message will now display when data corrections are made to specimens that have been shipped from your database. This message reminds the lab that it is their responsibility to contact the lab that received the specimen to make the same data corrections in their LDMS database. The message also includes the lab number to which the specimen was shipped. The filters in Quick Add and Quick Add templates have been updated to include a template source option, allowing the user to display only their lab-defined templates or only Frontier Science-defined templates. This will make it easier to locate lab-defined templates by limiting the number of templates displayed in the listing. A few new options are available when editing a level or unit in storage. A copy menu action has been added to the storage tree for units, levels, sublevels, containers, and specimens, by which you can copy the name or the path to a clipboard. The freezer option is currently displayed. Now level, sublevel, and box. For a specimen, you can copy the global specimen ID or the path to a clipboard. In this example, I have pasted the information into a Word doc. We have added the ability to expand, collapse, and refresh storage units, levels, sublevels, and containers via the Edit dropdown. The refresh option is helpful if multiple users are logged in and making changes in storage at the same time. Refresh will provide the most updated storage information for the particular level selected, capturing any changes made by others. Expand and collapse are straightforward, and we have a short video to demonstrate the features. Expanding a level, collapsing a box, and then collapsing a freezer. Unless the shipping import freezer in LDMS is maintained regularly, a laboratory may find that they have numerous empty levels that accumulate in the storage structure. A feature was added to allow users to quickly bulk remove empty containers and levels from the shipping import freezer. The tabs in the pending shipment preview window have been condensed for ease of use. The contacted sending lab and shipment notes have been moved to the General tab. This next section will focus on new reports and enhancements to existing reports. The local project settings report will provide a listing of all of the local projects defined in the database, which may be helpful for labs with private clients. The settings defined for each of the projects are displayed, the PID format, etc. The primary samples with no aliquots report lists primary specimens that have no associated aliquots, as well as details about those specimens. This report displays the global specimen ID, project, PID, collection and visit information, as well as the specimen types, condition, and processed by initials. The storage search results report is available from the storage inventory menu once filters are set by the user. The report provides storage location information for the relevant search results. A specimen list filter was added to the primary samples with no aliquots report and the transaction log report. The following report updates are included in the version. An available filter criteria was added to the following reports that fall under the specimen category in standard reports: specimen count report, specimen log report, specimen processing report, specimen for a given project, and specimen for a given project 2. The shipping container report and storage box map report will now display a 10 by 10 box on one page. The exportable report, aliquot count by primary, has been renamed to stored aliquots by primary report. We now allow the user to filter the transaction log report by the transaction ID. This may be helpful when viewing the user event log and determining the transaction ID associated with a certain action in the LDMS. User's tech initials have been added to the user permissions report. In Custom Report Builder, the default sort order is ascending. We added the ability to sort fields in descending order via the checkbox selection. And finally, we have a few project-specific updates to review. The ACTG shipping reservation form was added as an option under online resources. This is required for labs that are shipping ACTG specimens to BRI. The tool allows labs to reserve a slot for when they plan to ship. For PBMCs logged under the ACTG Impact project in LDMS, there's a new requirement to select the IQA-approved technician that processed the PBMCs from a curated drop-down list. The field has been renamed for these instances and is required before the PBMCs can be logged into the LDMS. The listing will only display approved processors per the IQA. The processing tech must be selected from the listing. It is not editable. For other types of specimens, the specimen processing details will allow entry of the initials into the processing tech initial field. You can see that this field does not have a drop-down listing associated with it. Once LDMS version 11.1 is deployed, PBMC specimens logged for the ACTG Impact project will have a requirement to complete the reagent lot number field for all PBMC specimens moving forward. The reagent lot number must first be entered in the reagent logging module. It will then populate in the sub-additive derivative reagent log number drop-down listing in the Edit Aliquot window, becoming available for selection and specimen management. This concludes the version 11.1 new features presentation. If you have questions, please reach out to our training team or LDMS user support. Thank you.